Yeah, and retail examples of shrink, it's actually probably one of the biggest things that you guys care about in retail settings. And there's two different ways that you see shrink. You have internal shrink, which is typically employee theft or damaged products or items that just get lost in the store. And also then there's external shrinkage, which is going to be customer theft, or even customers damage it, or items that you may not receive, or get received in and you have to send back and never get purchased again. So there's a lot of ways to manage this process. From an inventory level, when we go in and see clients and work with them, one of the biggest things we see with internal shrinkage is examples where store managers or team members are potentially taking items home or writing them off that are not supposed to be written off, or items that are near damage or expiration but not quite there yet and write them off too soon, and don't accurately reflect the inventory levels. The other thing that happens a lot is items that are used for store use. So winter's coming, we're in the Midwest, a lot of stores still sell salt that'll get used in the driveway of these parking lots, and they don't get necessarily put back on the books correctly that way. Sometimes it is employee theft. Team members are taking items home with them or being used in store use, grabbing a Pepsi out of the cooler and drinking it without taking off inventory or buying it. So those are a lot of ways that internal shrinkage can happen on the retailing side. We also help with industrial, and industrial shrinkage can come down to a lot of times building materials that are being used. An example we see is wire being cut maybe too short, and then not having enough on-hand footages when you need to go do when you're building something or creating. It happens in the construction and commercial area quite a bit. It also can just be lost items that are lost in the warehouse or fall between rackings. And those are a lot of things that we help dive in. So one of the most critical parts when it comes to internal shrinkage is us finding those items and explaining why that shrink is happening. For more external shrinkage, especially on a retailing standpoint, it's going to be primarily customer theft. A big way to reduce that is making sure that there is better surveillance in the store. There's one thing we really highly recommend is when we provide financial reporting, we can tell you where a lot of your higher value items are, keeping those away from the front of the doors, keeping them towards the back, keeping them locked up in certain settings. That's a really important way to help make sure that your external theft is lower. We've seen a pretty big decrease in external theft by having higher dollar value, like liquor store items. In liquor stores, higher dollar value sitting on a higher top shelf, and then lower dollar value sitting on a bottom shelf where the higher dollar values are visible if they're being taken. But basically those are the two ways that we typically see it. There's not a lot of external theft or external shrinkage from a damaging standpoint, but it can be, especially if a vendor is picking up the wrong items when they take an item out, or you're getting credits for something. Sometimes vendors don't always get the credit either. So that's something that you just want to continue to monitor, and that we can help with by doing routine monthly or quarterly inventories.